Welcome back to Vlogmas Day 4. Today we are over at one of my locations at Barn Door in Rosenberg, Texas, and we need to do some tidying up. Excuse my windshield wipers. I am in the pickup line and it's raining. So I moved all of my Christmas stuff over here because this space was due for a refresh. And I figured it would be fitting to bring Christmas here, have it reset for Christmas, and then we can do a full refresh in January. So I'm starting by moving things off the wall, putting some shelving on the wall, and really just making use of whatever's in the space so that I can add all of my Christmas inventory that I have left over from the market rather than having it sit in storage. While you are watching this video on December 4, I actually filmed it the week before Thanksgiving is when I had some free time to go in there. So I'm not as late as it looks in putting Christmas into my shop. So this is what the space is looking like right now. Over here on this wall, I have left this space empty because I have the perfect bench to go here. If you remember, I worked on a bench that I found on Facebook Market during the market season vlog, and I'm going to grab it from storage and put it here. We have the bench in and it is a perfect fit, just the right spot for it. I'm not sure how to stage it. I'm just gonna leave it for now. I'm really trying to be careful not to crowd this space and keep it nice and clean and shoppable. And so this is what we're looking like today after bringing in that bench. I've really maximized on the space. The next thing that I want to do is grab some paint and come touch up this hutch. I took off the trim a couple of months ago and I never did get around to painting the places where the trims and the door were, but it really does need it. It's in bad shape and it needs to be touched up. So I will tackle that sometime during this Vlogmas series. So for now, this is it. We are done. I feel so much better about this space. And there's still room for more, but I'm going to leave it like this, at least for the holidays, because we got to reset the booth over at Roots and Relics. So we're about to go over there so I can grab some crinoline for this hutch when I'm ready. I wanted to sit down and have this chat. It's not really easy for me to do, but it's absolutely necessary for the sake of being authentic as a business owner. In case you haven't noticed, the space that I'm in is my booth at the Barn Door location. in Rosenberg, Texas. Now, 2 years ago, I moved into this space and it became my second booth. I had about 2.5 times the space that I have now. It was only earlier in March that I downsized to less than half of what I had in the past. And I haven't shared that with you guys. I guess part of me, I felt somewhat a bit of a failure. And which is funny because there's really, you're not competing when you're in this business, or if you're pursuing anything that you're passionate about. It is important to remember that your biggest competition is you. Unfortunately, myself and several others, we tend to suffer from this imposter syndrome and we compare ourselves to others. And so what could be progress based on our measuring stick, when we compare it to others, it ends up becoming failure. And that's what happens. Whenever you compare yourself to someone else, you end up taking your worst and you compare it to their best. It's like taking your seed season and comparing it to someone's harvesting season. And whenever you do that, you will come up short. And I'm sharing this because I have been guilty of that. Back in March, I decided that I was going to downsize this booth. And the reason I did that is because I was really having a hard time keeping it fully stocked, coming in and doing the necessary things, you know, doing the resets, doing the cleaning, doing the fluffing. Because also, like a genius, I decided when I was, 1 month away from giving birth, I decided to take on a third booth. And so by having that third booth, when I gave birth, it was really important for me to move into that booth. So I spent most of my postpartum period moving into that booth, nursing a newborn, taking care of a newborn, dealing with the sleepless nights. And it was just too much. I just could not keep up. And so I decided that I wanted to downsize this booth. And that happened back in March. So the booth here at Barn Door has not been profitable. I did contemplate shutting it down. As a matter of fact, I called Diana. And I told her, I said, hey girl. Woo, we talk to each other like that. She's really awesome. She's a friend. So I called Diana and I said, look, Diana, I think it's time. I think I need to close this drain hole because it's been bleeding money. I'm not making money, but I'm putting money into it. So I called Diana and I said, I think it's time. And she said, you know, I'm not surprised. And I asked her why. And she was very candid with me. And she said, well, you haven't been giving it the time that it needs. You haven't been here. You haven't been doing any resets. You haven't been moving things around. It has been stale. She said, you've had the same stuff since spring. She was not lying. The truth is, I have been horrible as a booth owner when it comes to this location. And not because I wanted to. I just really spread myself too thin. And so I decided that while there are other factors, you know, the economy has been really difficult. People are just not buying as they used to. But I did sit down and I examined myself. I said, okay, Hasfa, what could you do better? And there's so many things that I could do better. One, I need to come in here and do resets. I need to come in here and move things around, tidy up, clean up. But also I need to move my inventory around, switch it up, and I have not been doing those things. So while the sales have been low, I also have not been doing my best. And I believe that input equals output. So I haven't been putting in what I'm expecting to get. And you know, I heard a long time ago that disappointment is the gap that exists between reality and expectations. So if you want to remove disappointment, if you want to close that gap, you have to take your reality and your expectations and you've got to close the gap. And I haven't been doing that. So I have decided that I'm not going to shut this booth down. Not yet. What I'm going to do, however, is get my butt in gear. I'm going to work this booth because I used to do really well in this location. And so I'm going to do my best to make sure that I have given it my all before I call it quits. I am officially letting you know that I'm on a mission to make this booth profitable. I'm going to turn this booth around. I'm going to do everything in my power to turn this booth around. Okay, that's it for today's video. Thank you for watching. If you are enjoying these videos, if you find them valuable in any way, or if you find some type of inspiration, please like, share, and subscribe, and also share this video with other creators and help them to find my content.